What to do when a girl rejects you. Hey, welcome back, my disciples. Now, if you made it your goal to get better at dating or just live like a boss, you will definitely experience a lot of down periods where you just can't do things right and rejection is something that you'll have to deal with. It's totally normal and part of the process toward becoming a better human being. I mean, demigod. So today, I'm going to give you some tips to prevent rejection fucking up your mindset and teaching you how to actually use it to learn and grow. Because the fact is, every guy gets rejected by girls. Anyone you can think of has been rejected by a girl, but the important thing is how you handle it. And I'm going to show you how. But first, a quick word from our badass sponsor, Chassis. Because hey, I'm too savage for YouTube, and they love demonizing me every time I say fuck. You see, Chassis supports us, so you should support them by checking them out. Oh fuck, I just realized that I said fuck again. Well, fuck it, just cut to the Chassis sponsorship. If your balls have ever sweated in your life, then you know how fucking uncomfortable that is. And I mean, come on, what guy with balls has never sweated before? Chassis makes a premium body powder that helps totally eliminate sweat, odor, and chafing. If your balls sweat and you get swamp ass, you should definitely use Chassis to prevent it and make sure you smell fresh, because this powder smells amazing. It has premium ingredients while keeping out the harmful ones like talc and aluminum, and it's hydrophobic, meaning it stays in powder form all day and won't get pasty and messy down there. They also have a 5-in-1 shower primer and restoration cream to help soothe any irritation and chafing you might experience. And guess what? If your balls are sweaty and sticking to your leg, girls will definitely reject you. So to keep you dry, I'm going to link Chassis below. They ship internationally, and they're on Amazon, so be sure to check the description for a special link for your country. Now, let's get to the advice. Tip number 1, don't feed into the rejection. When you get rejected, the first thing that people do is feel really, really shitty about it. Then they start to replay the scenario and think about what they could have said and what they should have done, and then they begin to self-deprecate and beat themselves up over the rejection, or how they must be shitty at pickup, or be a shitty person if they don't prevent the rejection. This is a negative loop that most people feed into when something bad happens. I mean, fuck that. The only way to prevent this negative spiral is to stop it immediately when it starts. So, instead of beating yourself up over it, look at the rejection you've just experienced and instead think about what the key takeaways are. Instead of replaying the rejection and negging yourself for what you should have done, just analyze what you've learned and how you plan to implement it next time. Which brings me to point number 2. Number 2, pump yourself into a positive state. When you experience rejection, your mind will be full of negativity, and the longer you stay in that negative state, the more discouraging it'll be, and the larger negative impact it will have. That's why you should instantly spin it into a positive learning experience. Now think about how now you know that you shouldn't text a girl too much, or how you'll make a move faster next time and won't make the same mistake twice. Think about the benefits you got out of that rejection, and how now you have more time to focus and pursue other girls who you'll learn even more from. At first, it might not be effective, but when you create this mental pattern of putting negative situations into a positive light, over time, it will become a habit and make things a lot easier. Tip number 3, let that shit go. She could have had a bad day. She could be talking to someone and already feels loyal to them, or she just wasn't all that into you, bro. And that's fine. Not your fault, not her fault. It just wasn't meant to happen with this one. Move on. There's like 3 billion more where that came from. No need to be a little bitch about it, okay? Besides, after getting rejected, the only possible way of getting her to change her mind and like you is if you move on and start fucking other girls, because this way, she'll see you as not a little bitch who's gonna sit around and cry waiting for her to change her mind, which is not gonna happen. Why? Because you're sitting around crying waiting for her to change her mind. In my experience, when a girl rejects you, you can either move on and try in a few months once she's forgotten about you, because this way she'll be more open to you since it's been a long time since she last heard from you. I wouldn't bank on this though. The best thing to do is move on. Case closed. Just let that shit go. Tip number 4, don't be a little bitch about it. And we've talked about this. The worst way to deal with rejection is flipping out about it. If you get rejected and start ranting and having an emotional reaction to it, or just make some passive-aggressive comments, you're a fucking loser, bro. No, you don't look like a loser, you are one. These girls don't owe you shit, and they're allowed to reject you. If you are the type to react to rejection this way, and then start saying shit like, oh, this dumb, stupid bitch, fuck her, then there's your answer why you got rejected. You're a loser. You don't want to be that, do you? Of course you don't. But lucky for you, most men are born losers. and it's very real to overcome it. Now, if you're a loyal based Olympian, and I know you are, chances are you don't need this tip, and if you aren't one, then subscribe so you can become one. Chicks are tough. Don't make it any harder on yourself, just bounce. Tip number 5, always have a roster of girls. This is probably the most important tip right here. It's really hard to dwell over a girl that rejected you when you're talking to a bunch of different girls, especially if you're having success with them. Another thing is that if the rejection happened in a school setting, let's say, and you instantly move on and start talking to a different girl, you'll get over the girl from before, and if she sees you're being such a boss who doesn't give a shit about the rejection and just starts chilling and talking to some other girls, it might make her regret and rethink her decision. You see, I'm typically talking to 3 or 4 girls at any one time because it doesn't make sense to overinvest in any one girl so early on. It's best to keep your opinions open and save yourself from wasting time on a girl who'll probably end up not being worth it anyway. Tip number 6, watch Based Zeus videos. This one is too obvious, but yeah, these videos are pretty much the key to everything. If you watch my videos, it'll pump you up and give you the most solid YouTube life advice. My videos will slowly start turning you into a high-ranking based Olympian who isn't just fazed by petty bullshit and does his own thing. So stay tuned, keep growing, and become a fucking awesome person. And that, my handsome motherfuckers, is it. In summary, don't feed into the rejection, pump yourself into a positive state, let that shit go, don't be a little bitch about it, always have a roster of girls, and binge watch Based Zeus videos, baby. Now, don't forget to check out our partner Chassis. Seriously, sponsors like Chassis are what allow me to keep my channel going and put out as much content as I do. Without them, I'd be back to posting every 2 to 3 weeks like I was in the early days. So, if you want to support my channel and keep your balls dry and your ass stank-free, then check out Chassis by hitting the link in the description. Damn, I fucking love you guys!